For centuries, humanity had patiently navigated the delicate balance of galactic diplomacy. Despite their volatile and violent history, Earth had made every effort to show restraint, to prove they could be trusted, not just as a species, but as a partner in the grand galactic community. They had given in to the demands of countless empires and races, bending to the weight of treaties and power struggles, all in the name of peace. But that was before the attacks, before the constant interference, the endless threats, the undermining of their sovereignty. Now Earth had had enough. It started with small skirmishes, fleets from unknown civilizations testing human defenses, probing for weaknesses. At first, Earth's leaders remained calm. They responded diplomatically, sending emissaries, offering trade agreements, and assuring the galaxy they were more than willing to work together. After all, they didn't want war. They wanted coexistence. Then came the invasions. Entire fleets descended upon human colonies, attempting to seize resources, enslave entire populations, and dictate terms that Earth's representatives could no longer tolerate. It was as if the galaxy, drunk on its own power, had forgotten the one crucial thing. Humanity was no longer the weak, defenseless species it once was. They had evolved. And now it was time for the universe to learn that humanity was not here to be bullied. Not anymore. The final straw came on a cold, silent night when a fleet of Zephyrin warships, a highly advanced, ruthless species known for their relentless expansion, launched a brutal attack on Earth's primary moon base. The Zephrins had underestimated humanity's resolve. They assumed that Earth's politeness was weakness, that the human species was just another rung in the ladder of galactic expansion. They were wrong. The Zephyrin fleet's assault was devastating, but humanity responded faster than anyone could have predicted. The first wave of Earth's fleet arrived before the Zephyrin ships even had a chance to adjust their strategy. But it wasn't just their technological advancements that surprised the galaxy. It was the message they sent. Earth's communication channels, once filled with diplomatic gestures and friendly exchanges, now buzzed with an unmistakable tone. Earth had finally snapped. As the Zephyrin ships fled, heavily damaged, humanity sent a single transmission across every frequency. The message was simple, cold, and unmistakably clear. To every species in the galaxy, hear this. This is Earth's final warning. We have tolerated your attacks. We have patiently endured your threats, your invasions, your subjugations. We have played the game, the one where you force us to sit at the table, smiling and offering peace while you plot our destruction behind closed doors. But no longer. This is the end. Stop attacking us. Stop undermining us. Stop treating us like we are powerless, or we will stop pretending to be civilized. You've mistaken our restraint for weakness. You've mistaken our diplomacy for fear. And now you will learn what happens when you push humanity to the brink. We are not the prey. We are not the stepping stones for your empires. And if you choose to ignore this message, know that you will not survive our response. You've been warned. The transmission sent shockwaves across the galaxy. It wasn't just the message itself. It was the cold, resolute manner in which it was delivered. For the first time in centuries, Earth had stopped playing by the rules. The galaxy's powers sat in stunned silence. For eons, humanity had been perceived as a chaotic, unpredictable species, but still one that adhered to the galactic order. Their aggressive history was seen as a relic of a violent past, their political structure weak and their military might underdeveloped compared to the advanced, hyper-intelligent species of the universe. But now humanity had demonstrated that they had no intention of being anyone's victim anymore. They were a force to be reckoned with, and every species that had ever crossed their borders, or worse, attacked them, now faced the full fury of a species that had been pushed to the edge. The galaxy began to panic. The response from the Zephyrin was swift. Their fleets regrouped and fled, returning to their distant colonies in fear of what humanity would do next. But their retreat was not a sign of submission. It was a warning to the rest of the galaxy. Humanity was no longer something to be toyed with. The rest of the galactic community had no choice but to take notice. The Varith Empire, once a peaceful ally of Earth, suddenly withdrew all its support, fearing the human backlash. The Trelloc Collective, known for their psychic powers and delicate diplomacy, began issuing apologies in a frantic bid to avoid being caught in humanity's wrath. In the grand halls of the Galactic Council, the alien diplomats huddled, discussing the implications of Earth's message. Their once certain arrogance had been shattered by the raw, unyielding force that humanity had shown. They had no illusions now. Earth wasn't just a player in the galactic game. They were now the one species no one could afford to anger. Humanity had awakened, and the galaxy knew it. The day after Earth's warning, their fleets began to mobilize, not just in defense, but with a new purpose. New ships designed with advanced technology, forged in the heat of war, were built to be fast, lethal, and unstoppable. They were not merely responding to the threat of invasion. They were preparing to make their own stand in the galaxy. The message wasn't over. The galaxy's civilizations would soon learn that Earth's civilization, with all its flaws and passion, was a force that no empire, no matter how advanced, would dare underestimate again. The day the final transmission was sent, the galaxy was no longer divided into the powerful and the weak. Humanity had placed itself at the top, not through subjugation, not through imperialism, but through the pure, unfiltered force of nature that was their resolve. The era of peaceful diplomacy was over. The era of humans fighting back had begun,